Welcome back. Well, today we have the Republican Club. We have Pat Mycone, and then we also have a new, well, I don't know if she's new to the Republican Club, but she's new to an office position, Ro Kendall. Well, welcome both of you. Nice to see you and nice to have you on.
Thank you.
We know all about you, so we're going to get to know Ro here a little bit.
Yes.
How long have you been with the Republican Club?
Well, I've been a member for a couple of years here in Laguna Woods, and before that I was a member at Tustin.
Okay.
Where Pat was president.
Oh.
So when she moved to Laguna Woods, I was very thrilled, and so I decided I wanted to be more involved.
Okay, well that's great, and you are now taking on the position of, what is it, a first vice president?
Mm-hmm. Of programs.
Of programs, okay, fantastic. So what does that mean for you?
Well, I'm very excited because I get to research potential speakers and find really interesting people that can address issues perhaps and interests of our community, and meeting new people that have accomplished so much. I'm very excited to be in that position to have that experience.
Right, okay, fantastic. So you guys have an event that's coming up on January 6th, but before we get to that, you wanted to talk to us a little bit about membership.
Yes, Lisa, we have about 350 members of our club. And honestly, I've come from a club where we had 150 members and we were excited about having 150. So 350 is a very large number. This club has been a very successful club in Orange County for years. Shirley Morgan was a president for 10 years, Kara Blanchard 3 years. Our club is the second largest club in Orange County.
Oh, wow.
Only Newport Harbor has 700 members.
Oh, boy.
But our club is the second. And it just shows that the interest that people have in coming to a place where they can be with people that share their like-mindedness.
Right.
And just this year we had 102 members, right, Rob?
New ones, yeah.
And for me, that's almost the size of a club, another club in Orange County. So we're really thrilled, and we're glad that we're providing that encouragement and hope and a place where they can come. And she's going to be getting great speakers, and that attracts people to come to our meetings, for sure.
Of course, of course. It's always good to hear from people who maybe have been in the political world or military world or wherever the case might be, from other countries, as you are going to have now. You're going to have someone who is from Australia.
Yes.
And you know, they went through an awful lot of crazy stuff during the pandemic, and even now Australia is really struggling with a lot of different political issues.
They are.
So what's he all about?
Well, he is a career, he spent years as a career military officer in the Australian Department of Defense. And now currently he's the CEO and general manager for the Election Integrity Project.
Oh.
And the Election Integrity Project in California, Lisa, actually succeeded, and they won a lawsuit 2 years ago that mandated that LA County clean up their voter rolls. That hasn't occurred in 30 years. And one of the things, and I'd like Ro to speak to him being an immigrant, what we've noticed about immigrants coming to our country. Well, you want to speak to that?
I will say that I can relate because I am an immigrant. I came when I was 3 years old to America. And of course, I always thought I was American until I went back to Europe for the first time when I was 16, and I saw where I might have been had my parents not been brave and come to America. And I am so grateful. I thank God every day. And I know that this is the best country, and that's why I can relate to Malcolm and how hard he's fighting to preserve our integrity of our elections and everything, because when you have another perspective, it makes you much more focused on what you want to preserve.
Right.
Makes you more aware, I think.
What part of Europe were you from?
I was born in Germany.
Okay.
And my parents were refugees from Hungary at the end of the war.
Right.
And they met at an internment camp in Germany.
Right.
So my mother tells me about the Russians coming in and being brutal. And, you know, I have some history with that. So it's exciting to be here.
So as you know, and this is not really, I mean, it could be on either side, right? When you talk about many folks that are coming over the border, and they're always looking, I mean, people are looking for a better life, right?
Yes.
And of course, with America, we've got our freedoms, and we have lots of things that we can do here against other countries. However, we do have a lot of folks who are coming over the border potentially illegally.
Yes.
So we would prefer them to go through the right ways.
Yes.
However, you know, this might be interesting to hear what he says, because well, Australia doesn't really, you can't really come into Australia because you have an
Right.
ocean,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
will he be speaking to anything like that?
I don't know, Lisa. So we're looking forward to that. He's going to be speaking to how we can, protect our country going forward. I don't know.
Well, because he is an ex-military, so at least he'll have
Yes.
some sort of idea
Yes.
of what we need to
Yes.
do, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
As Republicans, we have to think globally, but we've got to act locally. So in Laguna Woods, what can we want to inspire and get involved with our
Right.
people, what they can do. Our thing, we want to protect free speech.
Right.
In our community, for all civilians, for all citizens. We want to have safety in our community, law and order. We're going to have Sheriff Barnes coming. Don Barnes coming again in April, and Ro
Great.
just set that up with him.
Good.
So, and also we just want to, have our villagers and our members be able to make their voice be heard, and we have our grassroots. Want to speak to our grassroots? I know Ro and I were just talking about the grassroots in our club.
Wow. That's a thing that appeals to me also, that the club is very active, and they sponsor some movies we've had at the Performing Arts Center that are topics of interest. Justice Thomas was a film about him, which was awesome. But also we're doing this grassroots effort right now to invite people and come and write the letters to the Supreme Court. We have the letters already published. You just have to sign it, add a personal note, and we're hoping to just get as many letters in as we can. But those are just an example of the initiatives that the club provides to get people involved in a more hands-on way. Everybody says, well, what can I do? The very smallest things, lots of those will add up to a big thing, and that's what we're
That's
trying
good.
to encourage.
Yeah, that's good. Because you know what? Anytime you go to do those kinds of things, it's not just for you personally, it's for
Yeah.
all Americans
Yes.
that are living
Yes,
amongst
yes.
you. And something that I would like to ask you as Republicans is that, are you noticing that many folks in Congress and Senate are not necessarily acting on behalf of everyone? They're acting on behalf of themselves.
Oh yes, we noticed that, and so many people are getting discouraged. They're saying they don't want to vote, Lisa. That was
Yeah.
one of the challenges in this
Yes.
last election. We had to really encourage people to let them know that their vote counts.
Right, right. And that,
And I know
that
both
is
parties,
concerning, right?
both parties have that going on.
Exactly.
And we want to unite our country. We're all citizens. We're all villagers. We care about this country.
Right.
And it's not partisan. And that's what I like about Malcolm is I think the initiative of the Election Integrity Project is not partisan.
Right.
We all want honest elections. We all want
Exactly.
our vote to count.
Right. Well, let's take a look at when that is again. Of course, it's January 6th, Clubhouse 5. You have social hour at 11, and then the meeting starts at 11:30, and then you have lunch at 12:15. And of course, if someone wants information, they go to the Republican Club, lwprez@gmail.com if they want more
Yes.
info. Fantastic. Well, thank you both so much. Nice to
Well,
meet you.
thank
Thanks for
you.
coming on again. We'll look forward to
Thank-
hear what you have next time.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right.
Thank you.
As I mentioned, you can always send an email to republicanclublwprez@gmail.com for more information. We'll be right back.